Welcome back to another episode of Behind the Roast podcast. In today's episode, we're diving into the world of outside coffee with the founders of Brew, Emily and Nate. They're here to share their journey from engineering to entrepreneurs, creating a unique coffee experience for adventurers and campers. Getting ready to learn about their innovation brewing methods, the inspiration behind their brand, and how they're making waves in the coffee industry. Let's jump right in. Nate and Emily, welcome to the podcast, and just give our audience, what do you guys do and what is your business?
Yeah, for sure. So my name is Emily. This is Nate, obviously, and we are the founders of Brew. What Brew is essentially a coffee business for the outdoors. And the aim of it is to simplify and elevate the coffee game while you're in the outdoors so that you don't need to bring a bunch of extra gear to make a good cup of coffee. And obviously no more need to choke down bitter instant coffee while outdoors.
What made you decide to get into the coffee industry and the coffee space?
I mean, we both actually work as engineers full time. So it's always coffee in the morning. You're going to work, you're always having that initial kick to start your day. So we've always been coffee drinkers from day one. And I think we just noticed, especially in this space in general, we're big campers. We do a lot of backpacking, a lot of hiking. We've just noticed that everything that we've tried that's been out there has been pretty lackluster. And so we started this out on a camping trip one day. Emily likes to drink tea by the fire at night. We figured that actually dumping the tea out and putting some coffee grounds that we had pre-ground in, because we have all these other solutions, right? You know, like the French press and all these other things that don't necessarily create a nice strong cup for you. So we took those beans, put them in the tea bags, and then stuck them in just like a mason jar overnight that we had packed with us in the bear box, hence the name. We woke up to like the best cold brew that we had ever made in the wild. So then that kind of like sparked the idea. It was like, maybe we should try to just do this more often. And then it was like most people, you know, we'd go on trips and they'd be like, oh, like this is really good coffee. Like, how are you doing this? And we're just like, you know, we're just making them. So it's like, maybe we should try to build something out of it, like an actual product. And that's kind of how we got into the business.
That's awesome. Like your engineering skills and then creating that. It's like, who knew that you can create something with a tea bag with coffee grounds in it and then steep it and then just get that perfect cup of coffee? That is awesome.
It's so simple,
I love it.
right?
It's so simple,
so
basic. Yeah. That was like your callings, like, yes, I'm going to do this. How did that all transition? Were you getting the manufacturing, the coffee, like source itself? Where are you getting your beans from? Like, how did that all started that off? Like, what was that transition like?
Yeah, for sure. So kind of right after we came up with the idea, we went through a big kind of brainstorming phase and kind of product iteration where we had a bunch of different napkin drawings of what do we want this thing to look like. And after we landed on the tea bag idea, we started kind of reaching out to suppliers. There's actually quite a few suppliers out there that do this already, and they make kind of tea bag sachet style coffees for coffee roasters to sell just their individual coffees in their coffee shops or whatever. But none of it has been branded for the outdoors so far. So we got kind of lucky in that there are already suppliers out there do this. A lot of it was kind of just reaching out to them, looking at pricing, looking at what made the most sense for us in terms of going with them. And then from the bean side of things, we tried a lot of different beans, to be honest. We reached out to lots of different suppliers in different countries in the US, roasters here, roasters outside of the US, and did a lot of experimentation as engineers would. So we kind of played with different roast profiles, different flavors, different times, temperatures, amounts of water, all the different factors that can go into that. Yeah, filter pour size, grind size, all of that. And then we eventually landed on the first supplier that we did, because we really liked just the relationship with them. They were really stoked about our business and really willing to help us out. Great communication, great pricing as well, which was a huge pro. And then in addition to that, they actually roast in the country of origin. So it cut out a lot of the kind of middlemen in the coffee supply chain process as well. So we really liked that we could get traceable coffee from the country, know exactly what farms it came from, and be able to give that to our customers as well on that little note so that they know where their coffee is coming from.
Right. So now for us, it's coming from, Guatemala, the country of origin. There isn't necessarily somebody who would take that coffee here, then roast it here in the US, and then maybe to another third party, and then to us. It's just from there to here.
Oh, that's an easy process. You don't have to worry about, jumping around from like roaster to make sure they can keep up with the demand, especially if you're selling these pretty fast. At that point,
definitely.
I love it, and it's great. Are you planning to expand to more different regions with your coffee brand?
Yeah. So if you've noticed, the first one that we released is the medium, and it's just because that's what the majority of people enjoy. Something we've learned about this process is that even if you like something, maybe you like a different roast profile, it's not all about you, unfortunately. What you have to do is kind of cater to the people will enjoy your product. So we started with the medium, and that one is, like we've mentioned, Guatemalan single origin from Frianes. And then we also have another one coming, the dark roast from Chiapas, Mexico. And then we'll fill that entire line out with a light roast as well. So then we'll go light, medium, dark, and then we'll probably go horizontal from there into different regions. It's been really fun to kind of explore all of this. Like a lot of these suppliers have, if you're in the country of origin, they're all from Guatemala, obviously, but they have all of these different roasts you can try. They also have different elevations at which these are grown. They have different processes, whether it's washed or a natural drying coffee bean process. So there's so much that's gone into every bean that we didn't even know before we started this process. That's been really fun to explore. It's not just, light, medium, dark. It's not just the region. It's the process and kind of the soil content and where it grows, the elevation. So there's so much variety and there's so much for us to go, explore and provide to people.
I like how you name it after national parks, and that's a really good thing. Like I seen like in TikTok, the national park one that's been so viral, that the video, and then I think the account got banned or something like that. But it's pretty cool that you have it like after the name of the national park. Bringing your business for the daily camper or the daily traveler, especially the hikers and stuff like that. That's a really great concept. I'm surprised like nobody else is doing this. Are you like the only like brand that's doing this right now with that whole concept that you guys got going on?
Yeah, I would say we're the only ones that are kind of branding it towards campers and outdoorsy people. Like I said, the tea bag style isn't new. A lot of coffee roasters and coffee shops are kind of selling them in there, but it's not branded towards the travelers, the outdoorsy people, the backpackers. So that's really our aim, to target that specific demographic to give them an easy and delicious cup of coffee in the wild.
Yeah, when you think about it, that's where like this style of coffee, this brewing process is the most useful. Right? Like when you have nothing and you are trying to be as light as possible out on trail, you're trying to conserve water. You don't want to be cleaning presses. You don't want to be carrying anything extra, an extra French press just for coffee. So this is really where this type of brew sticks out, right? So marketing for those people has been really successful for us, even though this has been around for a while.
Have you guys trademarked what you guys are doing now so nobody can't take your intellectual properties from you guys? Have you gone through that whole process?
So we've trademarked our slogan, the Steep While You Sleep slogan, just because we like how it rolls off the tongue. We would like to keep that attached to our brand, but nothing about the bag itself or the way that it's brewed is really patentable or new, right? Like we've perhaps perfected our process and our parameters for grind size and the pour size of the bag that we use and the time that we let people know to steep for, whether it be hot or cold. So those are things that we'll keep to ourselves internally, but we're not here to necessarily protect anybody else from doing it. We'll keep our brand.
What is the next step for you guys to evolve in your business?
Again, launching into those additional coffee profiles. So we're actually launching that dark roast that we mentioned on Earth Day coming up here. So it's going to be a tribute to Voyageurs National Park, kind of a really dark, robust flavor profile for a lot of those kind of hardworking people who enjoy the outdoors. We're super excited about that one and excited to hear what people think of that. Additional next steps, we really want to start getting into retail. So we're actually in a few small retail stores, small kind of camp resupply stores, a couple stores along the Appalachian Trail, and then a couple stores along the Pacific Crest Trail for our long kind of backpack through hiker type market. And then eventually the goal would be to get into some of those larger stores like REI and things like that.
Yeah, because when you think about it, the people that we are trying to get these to are on the move a lot. Like we have a lot of van lifers, we have backpackers, obviously, that are taking, the entire season to go from Mexico to Canada on the PCT, for instance. And they're always on the move. Being able to get these to people while they're out on trail without necessarily being able to ship directly to them is super important. And, a lot of those retailers are fairly small. It's just finding them, getting in contact with, their buyers and their owners and letting them know what we do. We're very relatable from the sustainability perspective, and our branding is obviously spot on for those people and those retailers. So it's just making sure that we have a nice, robust supply chain built out for our people as they go from north to south or along the East Coast.
You definitely need to be in Dick's Sporting Goods. Hopefully you guys can, talk to them and get you guys on the shelves, especially locally. Around here, we have a lot of hiking trails, skiing, like camping trail, campers everywhere. you guys need to be up right here in New York. It would be a perfect fit just to have your coffee brand there. Like it's probably going to be hard for you guys because you have to go through a lot of process, try to get the right contacts and try to get yourself into that. Have you ever tried going into Shark Tank and try to propose this to the sharks?
We haven't yet, but we've thought about it. We'll see.
That would be cool though. You guys should do it. You
It
guys
would.
should do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a question for you. Like, what national parks on the East Coast do you really enjoy? Have you been to a couple?
I haven't really been to a couple. I've been to like the Adirondacks area. Forgot the name of it. There was like a little trail like park area that we hiked up. But you can go by car or you can walk up and everything. I went there last year with my wife and I just can't remember. But it was a really nice like scene and everything. We're gonna go back there this year. So I'm gonna do a video of the whole hiking trail and just bring the coffee with me and just steep it there and then just have a good time and just do a whole video and just showing just the view.
We have a couple of great fans from the East Coast that love the Adirondacks. And so we're trying to find like the small areas to, like maybe Acadia, like we're always looking for that next national park to feature. So, it's just finding, and we haven't been to a lot of the East Coast ones. So it's always great to hear like people enjoying a lot of what's on the East Coast in terms of like national parks and just the natural wonders of the US.
I'll come up with the names. I'll send you the list of the ones that I've been to, and maybe you can use
Cool.
one of those for like the Adirondacks area, and that'll be a great to add that feature in. And I could definitely do a video and say, look, we got something named for New York for the East Coast. I'm just trying to think right now because I just like it's early. I'm like I've done so much this morning with video editing. I'm just like all over the place.
Yeah, sorry. I don't mean to throw you off with a question too. I just like to be like conversational.
Yeah, yeah. You could always you got any questions you can ask me. I'm sure
Okay.
to happily like answer them. And then this is like conversational thing where we can just talk about just pretty much anything, like anything you wanted to say about like your branding and stuff. You're trying to get yourself into like big retail chains, right?
Yeah. Shark Tank.
Shark Tank, Shark Tank, yeah. Have you like jumped into trying to get into the big retailers or no? Like have
Not
you
really
like
so much yet.
emailed?
Yeah.
Not yet. Do you think
Yeah,
you
we're
guys
still
can
new.
keep up with it?
We want to start small first and just really prove ourselves in some of those smaller retailers. Just, make sure that we can prove that we're going to be moving product in a small setting before we can go to those larger retailers and show them some data that, we can move product. People like this, people want to buy it, that sorts of things. In addition, we've only been launched for about 4 months now. So we're still in the process of kind of getting retail ready. We don't quite yet have like shelf boxes and things like that and all the retail displays. We're working on some of that in the background. So hopefully in the coming months here, closer to ready to reaching out to some of those bigger ones. But yeah, starting small for the meantime.
Yeah, and I think we've set this business up from the beginning to be able to go into retail eventually. Like our supply chain is very robust, it's quick, and we can build a lot of units, at the flick of a switch if we need to, which is great. Like we're always kind of ready from that perspective, but it is really getting your branding down and your messaging down for the people that are in the stores, right? We have a handful of bags that our first iteration didn't even say it was coffee on the front, so like stuff like that is not going to, bode well in a retail setting where people don't know where you are. Maybe it's their first time seeing you. So it's just making sure that, the messaging is right. Your barcodes are set up correctly for retailers and you have maybe nice shelf retail assets for them to use to help sell your product. As soon as we have all of that stuff ready, maybe it's time to make the jump into the bigger ocean.
How has it been since you first launched? Has it been steadily increasing? Have you getting a lot more business? How does that going so far?
Yeah, we've definitely been growing month over month, which is really exciting to see. Obviously we had kind of that initial hype right at launch day, a lot of family and friends trying us out, that kind of thing. And then we slowed down a little, but we've been consistently, posting on social media, starting to scale through meta ads and things like that. We've seen a lot of growth in the last few months. So we're excited to see where we go this year.
Now that you're going into the social media stuff like TikTok and Instagram, have you started a YouTube channel yet or no?
Nothing on YouTube
haven't.
yet. Nothing long form, but that would be really fun. I think what we were trying to do originally, at least even before launch, is just get your name out there, right? And get people connected to you. We're doing a lot more podcasting now too, just to get, like a founder consumer connection, right? Being D2C is a challenge sometimes, especially when you're really new. And so, social media is really all we have to connect to those people. So, a lot of it was just building up who we are, why we're doing what we're doing, and why we're different from, what's out there currently. Social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook have just been great avenues for us so far. And I think once we get maybe a bigger following and maybe some calls for more long form content, then YouTube might be the place to go.
You can actually do short form content on YouTube, so you don't have to
That's
always do
right.
long form. So don't always like not stop yourself from not using YouTube because YouTube is the number one viewed platform out there. It's even number one than TikTok itself. I do all the social media platforms and you'd be surprised what YouTube can offer. Putting yourself out there and especially that you guys are doing a lot of the video content. You guys should do some like funny skits and stuff like that, do trending stuff to try to
Yeah.
get you guys going and boosting up because a lot of people you have to like hook them in the first 2 to 5
Hmm.
seconds into your
Oh yeah.
content and try showing your faces, showing more about the business. Try to get yourselves in the TikTok shop too. If you can do that, then you can get more creators like me. I can sell it on the TikTok shop, put the link down below. So if I'm doing a video, hey, get this, whatever. And then there's a lot of like content creators that do TikTok shop affiliates and you give them like a small commission or whatever. It'll be great to just boost you guys up dramatically, dramatically.
Yeah, and we are on TikTok, and we do have our Guatemala medium roast on TikTok shop. So maybe that's something we can
Ooh.
talk about in the future too.
I didn't even know that because I was looking and I just couldn't find you on the TikTok shop.
Okay, yeah, probably way down the list.
I have to look it up. I haven't posted the video yet on TikTok, but if I do, I'm gonna definitely put the link for it so people can actually try it out. I have family up here that does camping. I think this would be perfect for them, especially because my wife's friend, she's going, I think going camping this year. I can have her try one of these out and bring it to the family because they're coffee drinkers, and I'm like, hey, try this out, man. Trust me, you're gonna love it, and hopefully that'll get them
Yeah.
as a customer to start ordering and buying from you guys.
Yeah, it's really a great family camping tool as well. You know, like when you're out and you've got so much that you're bringing for like a family camping trip, like say you've got like 5, 6 people, you've got the kids, and you're just trying to make like a decent cup of coffee, and you just can't because the French press is too small. You can only do it for maybe one or two cups, and the result is just really lackluster. With this, you can just drop it into any hot water and let it steep for 4 to 5 minutes if you really like the hot option, or you can do your cold brew overnight and everybody gets their own in the morning, or you can do like a batch. You can throw a couple of bags in a larger vessel of water if you have it. So it just kind of takes a lot of the complexity and the hassle out of the morning, really. And when you've got a good cup of coffee, it kind of makes everything a little bit better. We're
Yeah.
hoping that helps a lot of our family campers, as well as our backpackers through hikers are more focused on weight reduction.
For sure.
Yeah.
We've seen people throw in like 2 or 3 of them in an Nalgene if they either like drinking more than one cup or they have a couple people with them out on trail. So it's cool to see how people are using it out there too. Just making a big batch of coffee that's, ready the moment you wake up.
I'm excited because I want to try that when I wake up in the morning and see what it tastes like, especially with a cold brew. It makes it stronger because cold brew has a lot more caffeine content or more milligrams of
Mhm.
caffeine when you steep it. Definitely, I'm like super excited to try the darker roast that you guys have, and then the other one. So you got 4 months in.
Yep. Yeah, 4 months in, a couple small retailers, mostly D2C online, really building our social media presence.
Yeah. And we're
What-
kind of doing it all on our own right now while working full-time jobs as well. So it's been a balance, but it's been really fun.
It's gotta probably be a lot, especially working a full-time job. You wish you can leave your full-time job just to jump into your small business and hopefully, go. Yeah, and this is actually a full-time job too, because you're trying to do your normal 9 to 5 and then pushing your brand and your business to go out there so you guys
Mhm.
can leave your 9 to 5 and then just pretty much work it out from there. Your manufacturing is local, right?
Our
Like
manufacturing
we're
is local in the US. Yeah.
in the US?
Yes, they're actually out of Wyoming,
Wyoming.
but it's still like our supply chain is just from there to there, and then we take care of fulfilling everything.
You guys are based in like what area?
We're in Southern California.
Southern California. Everything is high out there.
Oh yeah, yeah,
How are those
definitely.
$10 gas prices?
You gotta be driving electric. That's the only way around it.
Like, what is the cost for like electric?
It's cheap for electric, and we're lucky in that the company that we work for pays for charging if you drive into the office. So we have electric cars. I drive in, charge my car at work, and then drive home. And then we also just have a regular old 120-volt charger in the garage for Emily's car too. So it's pennies on the dollar for electric versus the I think there's some places up to $6-7 a gallon for unleaded right now. So trying to avoid that as much as possible.
We call it the sunshine tax out here. It's what we get for 70 and sunny every day.
I had an electric car and I got rid of it after 9 months.
No work it didn't work in New York?
It was fine. It was more of the range anxiety. And then on top of that, the car that I specifically got had so many issues that Hyundai could not figure out what the problem is. It was more in the dealer than actually driving.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's no fun. That's no fun.
And I was like, I'm never getting an electric car ever again. And I just stuck with the gas car. What made you decide to come up with the whole national park for your branding and naming all of the coffees that your guys are planning for the future?
Yeah, I think it's mostly to, it's an homage to them. Like, we are really grateful for what they've provided to us. I mean, just being in California, we've seen everyone that California has to offer so far in our short time here. We're both from the Midwest originally. So me from Minnesota, Emily from Michigan. We met through work and then moved to California about 3 years ago. And in that time, we've seen all the national parks that California has to offer. And it really connects with the people that we're trying to target with the branding too. So, it's twofold. We donate 1% of our yearly sales back to the national parks that we kind of honor with these lines. And that's direct. It's not like going to an organization that claims that they, support the national parks. And then, a portion of that goes to administrative fees. And then a portion of that pays somebody's salary. And then a portion of it ends up with the national park itself. We just donate direct check. So you can find those links in our website and the sustainability page or on any given, NPS .gov website for any of the various national parks. You can donate directly to them. And so it's just a way for us to give back to these places that have given us so much, and also as a great, marketing and branding tool for people to understand, where we come from and what we support.
Yeah, that's really good. I actually like that. You guys doing it direct. And it, like sometimes you just never know when people are doing donations, especially where they say, oh, we'll give 2% of this to this donation, but you don't know where that money goes to. But you guys are doing a direct check to them, and it doesn't have to worry about this person getting this money or this, big CEOs getting whatever. It's great. I love that. You guys are really big, huge hikers.
We are. Yeah. Most of our weekends are spent up in the mountains.
Yeah. So that's how you got the whole big box brew.
It is.
Awesome.
Yeah, exactly. The idea was actually born at a campsite. So we were on a camping trip, like Nate mentioned, stuck some coffee into a tea bag and put it in our bear box overnight. Woke up to amazing cold brew, and that's where the name of the company came from as well.
That's awesome. Are you guys going to be traveling to more national parks worldwide around like the other areas in the United States?
Our goal is to hit all of them in our lifetime. I think we're at like 20 of the 60 something. We've got a ways to go, but that's our goal.
Yeah, so we did a really nice road trip up northern California to the southern portion of Oregon to Crater Lake and back. Along the way, we saw a couple of great state parks too, like Big Sur and things. There's another really nice track you can do just to the northeast, which is a lot of the Utah national parks and touching into some of the ones in Colorado. And then there's another track that's southeast as well, getting all the way over to Big Bend in Texas. Yeah, there's a lot of great road trips to be had. And then obviously we'll have to fly to the East Coast. It's a long drive. But, yeah, our goal is to hit them all.
If you come to the East Coast, let me know. We'll go to the national park.
Yeah.
We'll do all the traveling and
Let's
everything.
Go.
I'm down for that. And we can bring you coffee. You should go and take pictures or video of every national park with your branding. That would be freaking amazing. As you travel, you should do like small little clips, have every like view of like the top of like a mountain or the national park itself. That would be awesome.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
So hopefully when we get the chance to quit our corporate jobs, then we can, just spend our time traveling and connecting with the people that really love the product and, shooting content in the places that we really enjoy. So
for sure. We've also gotten a lot of, just customer messages of bringing our coffee to different places. So it's been cool to see the places that it's been in the world. We had someone take it down to like Peru recently when they were backpacking in Patagonia in Argentina. So that was really cool to see. We actually got some photos yesterday. Our coffee was at the North Pole in Alaska. So that was kind of crazy, but yeah, it's just cool to see all the places that our coffee has traveled with our customers.
That is awesome. Are you trying to get more like content creators to like start promoting your brand too? Like you're shipping out like small sample packs and then say, hey, can you guys do me a favor? We'll send you out this little sample pack. Can you do some content creation or something like that? about your branding?
Yeah, content creation and kind of our affiliate program has been one of our biggest growth engines right now. So yeah, we'll kind of seed out product to different creators, small ones, big ones, and just say, hey, we're looking for some honest feedback on this product. No pressure to post about it or anything like that. But if you do love it, we'd be honored if you could kind of help a small business and help spread the word a little bit. And people have been really willing to do that. I think people have been kind of surprised by the taste. They get the product, they try it, and they actually really are genuinely excited about it. And they've been super willing to post. And that's helped contribute to our growth quite a bit, just with people posting about us.
Seen the video and they came up on my FYP on TikTok, and just
Mhm.
seeing that, I was like, I really want to try it. And then you guys contacted me, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. I get to actually try it. The thing is too, I get a lot of like stuff from like other brands and stuff like that, and then I look at it and I'm like, I don't want it, because you can tell that the product is not there and is not good, and
Mhm.
just the quality of the coffee itself. So I had this one person contacting me and I was like, nah, because your stuff is more of like an artificial, like sprayed on your beans. I don't want it. I don't want to mess up my
Yeah.
machines, nothing. But when I saw your concept and the way you steep it, I'm like, that's kind of interesting. I never seen that before, especially up where I am. So like you guys are saying other coffee shops or other businesses have something similar where you guys are at. It's not prevalent where I am at, or it's around the area that I'm at. And just seeing that, it's like, wow. And I'm hopefully my video hits the target audience, especially in the upstate area, to see that specific thing and like, ooh, we can take this to the Adirondacks and we can bring it up to one of the parks over there and we can try this out. We do a lot of camping. That would be
Mhm.
freaking awesome just to see that
Yeah.
happening and then get you guys growing. My whole branding for like the Daily Brew Reviewer is more of highlighting small local businesses, especially coffee shop owners and then roasters and small business like you, and bringing video content out there to hopefully push it out and you guys get busy and then become, independent from there. So you don't
Yeah.
have to work your 9 to 5 job. You have your actual like your business going and growing very well. And that's what I want to see for like small business like you. And I have a feeling that you guys are going to just make it to the top. Just seeing like the product you guys got and the flavor profiles that you got on your coffee, it's just truly amazing for me,
Thank you.
Yeah, and like what you're doing is super helpful for all of us. Being a small business is a challenge, and getting your name out there is a challenge. And I think you understand that, and a lot of the people that we reach out to on a day to day basis understand that, and we're just happy to have folks like you who really want to get to know the founders of great products, and that's what we're trying to build. Like we're not trying to build like something just for the money. Like we did this ourselves and we've just had a great time doing it to the point where we felt like other people should also enjoy having a great cup of coffee that is not like an instant powder and is not trying to clean up a bunch of loose grounds out of filters. Like it should just be fun, and it should be good coffee. It should be real coffee. And when people understand that, it's an easy sell, right? Like I'm not here to sell you our product. It's just like this is a great thing that you can do for yourself if you just want to have an easier time and a better cup of coffee.
I truly love like the taste of what the coffee is and like the whole concept of steeping it. It's really good. And I actually helped small like mobile cart girls. They both were just starting off. I did a video and it popped off after a year later. And now they quit their 9 to 5 job and they're pursuing their dream for full time. It starts off as a hobby, but comes into a concept and then into a business. And then next thing you know, you just start booming and you're like,
Yeah.
wow, where'd the time go? It's been a year already. And now we're making money, we're making profit. I can leave my 9 to 5 job. We're making this hobby into a passion that we love coffee so much. And now you have this big, huge booming business. And that's the greatest thing ever, you know?
Yeah, and I think that's where good ideas and that's where good businesses come from, right? They're coming from like a rooted place and not just a place of making money, right? It's something that you just truly enjoy doing.
And
If you
the real
can,
problem.
and a real problem with a real great solution, we pride ourselves on just using single origin beans to make sure that every time you open one of those bags, you get that smell, that whiff that hits you and you know it's high quality, right? You already know that your coffee the next day is going to be great.
Oh, when I opened up that bag and I sniffed it, I even said on the video, I didn't do it on the video itself, but when I sniffed it, I'm like, well, this smells really good.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I definitely like the notes that I taste on that one was the chocolatey, the citrusy, and then it was another one. It was nuttiness.
That was,
And
yeah, a little nutty. Yep.
a
Mhm.
little nutty. And like it was like to the T of me steeping that and tasting that. And I was like, wow, That is very flavorful. I'm tasting those notes. And when I forgot what water temperature I did it, but it just brought all of those notes like out there. And it was so good. And I was like, all right, you guys will be something that I will purchase for something on the go. It's like a thing that I will probably purchase a lot.
Yeah, it's also just great to see how people are using it too. Like Emily mentioned before, like we're branded for being outdoors and for you to use this product when, you have nothing else. But we've seen a lot of great adjacencies with this too. People traveling, pilots that just want a great cup of coffee. I've even seen, I've used it myself on the plane because I don't like the coffee that gets brought to you, right? I just ask for hot water and I do this instead. We've also just had busy parents in mornings doing their coffee beforehand the night before. Which just, kind of helps them simplify their morning routine, whether it's, they've got work to do or kids and stuff like that. So it's been cool to watch people experiment a little bit.
For sure. Hotels too. We've seen a lot of people using this in hotels, either making a cold brew overnight or just getting some hot water in the morning. No one likes those hotel coffee makers. So it's been a great use for them as well.
You don't know what's been going on with the hotel coffee maker either. I guess recently the trend is that you're washing your underwear in them. So stay away from them, guys. Stay away from them. Use Bear Box Brew instead.
Yeah, I definitely seen that trend on, and I heard about that. And that girl's getting an actual lawsuit or something like that because that hotel lost a lot of money because of that.
Of course.
Like, yeah, it is good. Like I was thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, I could bring it for hotels. I could bring it on vacation. Actually, I'm going to Puerto Rico. I can bring that to Puerto Rico. I'm actually going to Puerto Rico next month. I'm going to bring one of them and bring it to like the island. And so I got my Bear Box Brew with me. The thing is, like, how is that with the whole like TSA check-in when you bring it in as a carry-on? Is that like a big deal or no?
No problems.
No.
Yeah, no problems.
Yeah, that was like my biggest concern. But something like that, I'm definitely bringing. I'm saving that from it. I'm saving that.
Yeah, as long as it's sealed, you're good.
Yeah. And just look at the local country requirements too. I think every country is a little bit different in terms of what they allow through customs, but definitely domestic in the US, you can bring them through TSA.
That's awesome that you got it. You got pilots, you got hotel people, travelers, you got it everywhere. And that's really good. That's a good thing that you said this in the podcast because you're letting everybody know that it's not only just tailored just for camping itself. You could bring it on the go on vacation or bring it in the plane. And we know those plane coffees, like they're not that great. And they don't even clean them. Yeah.
Yeah, they come around and they're like, coffee? And you're like, honestly, I'm good. I'll wait.
It's either burnt coffee or it's like something they don't clean. Like they don't clean their machine. Like it's an airport. What do you expect?
Yeah. Doesn't do the trick.
Doesn't do the trick. Oh, I got a lot of different video concepts that I want to do now that you mentioned all that stuff. I just want to bring that with me everywhere. And just like, all right, I got my Bear Box Brew. Let's go. What is your go-to coffee in the morning? Are you a latte person, French press? Like if you didn't have Bear Box Brew itself, like how did you like your coffee in the morning?
I've always been a black coffee person. So whether it's drip or just plain espresso or cold brew, those are kind of my three main ways of enjoying it. I don't like to add anything to it. No milk, no cream, anything like that. I really like to enjoy the flavor of the coffee. We have a little espresso machine at home, so we use that quite a bit. And then we also just make batches of cold brew at home quite a bit too. And I would say you're a little different. You like more of the lattes and stuff.
Yeah, I think through doing this has been really fun because I've actually kind of like explored and changed what I've enjoyed in the past. So like I've always grown up with just drip, like Folgers drip coffee, add a little, whole milk creamer to it. And that's kind of just how I like it. A little bit of creamer, Folgers drip coffee. And so like there's so much more out there, obviously. I met my wife. Obviously, she got me into, pulling espresso and making cold brew. I think my favorite format now is either a pour over, which you can kind of do with these, which is kind of fun. Like another kind of experimental thing that you were just talking about, doing different temperatures and maybe bloom times and things. It's kind of fun with these. Like even if you're out, camping and you can't necessarily control the temperature, you can do like a little bloom with it, let it sit for a couple minutes and then pour the rest over. So I've really been enjoying pour over formats and obviously a little biased, but I love cold brew too. I love a good, 12-hour steep and just enjoying everything that the bean kind of has to offer. I think what I love about cold brew the most is that you don't end up with anything from the process in the brew, right? Like it's taking its time and you really get to experience, like when you do one of these Sequoia single origins overnight and we're talking about those notes, you'll really get them on the cold brew. I'm really happy that you got them with that pour over style that you were doing. You'll really get them with the cold brew.
Yeah, I definitely got to try it out. Like when I first started getting into the whole coffee space, when I was younger, I used to go to Dunkin' Donuts a lot.
Hmm.
Like that was the thing. When I lived in the New York City, it was either Dunkin' Donuts or you go to like the 24-hour like bodega on the corner and you get those
Yeah.
like those blue cups and they give you like generic coffee. That was the thing that I drank. And then as I moved upstate, I've been exploring, especially with my wife. We go from coffee shop to coffee shop. And then this is where my page started last year, where we traveled to local businesses and trying out different coffees. I told my wife, I says, let me just do like video content and see how that goes and see how I will do and highlighting local like coffee shops and roasters and content creators and stuff like that. And she's like, you're crazy. She thought I was crazy. And I started this whole thing last year around this time, and I've been slowly progressing, picking up followers, more engagement. It's not easy, it's hard, especially in social media.
Yeah.
And I like, as I got more and more involved and focused into the coffee aspect of it, I learned so much about espresso, pour
Mm.
overs, like blooming times and like different temperatures for certain roasts and certain like coffees and stuff like that. Understanding what a floral and like a fruity note tastes like, and then you have your nutty and your chocolatey. Like
Mhm.
understanding that was just like a lot of process, and I learned so fast. That's like the greatest thing for me to do this, and especially having my podcast and doing the content creation and highlighting small local, and I love it so much. And coffee has been like a big thing, and especially for me and my wife, and she loves coffee. She says, "Hey, can you make me a special latte?" And I've been over here making. I'm like her home barista, and I
Yeah, yeah.
self-taught myself, and it's not. It's a lot to learn, especially when you're getting into the coffee space. Like especially for you guys, when you were just regular coffee drinkers, you come up with an idea, you engineered this tea bag style, and like look at it now. Like, how did you learn, or like how did you figure out the whole process and what it was like to get you kick started? You know?
The best part about being engineers, like,
Yeah. And I would say, honestly, we're still learning. Like, it's an ongoing process. We're constantly sourcing new samples to try and trying out new things and new techniques and just different ways to brew it and things like that. But I would say a lot of just trial and error. And then that, along with being engineers, we kind of set up like a systematic approach to experimentation where this is really nerdy, but we had a whole spreadsheet with all the different coffees we tried and we were ranking them and putting in, the different factors, temperature, time, brewing method, and kind of analyzing it from a data approach. So that's kind of how we've been learning and how we're continuing to learn. But that's been one of the funnest parts about the business, just learning how much there is to coffee and how many different things you can change and levers you can pull to change the flavors and the notes and things like that.
yeah. And I would say, like, generally speaking, you're going to get a lot of different tastes, like mouthfeels to all the coffee just based on the format. And, before when I was only drinking, maybe like hot drip coffee, right? You kind of are limited in some way in how much you're going to get out of that bean. So like a lot of the different, formats that you can do, like allow these beans to really express themselves. There's a lot more to them than what you get out of your normal, drip coffee machine. So make sure you go and try it. Go try some different formats and stuff.
What kind of engineers are you guys? Like, what do you guys do as engineers?
Yeah, so I'm a biomedical engineer by background, and then Nate's an electrical engineer. We actually both work in the medical device industry, so very different from coffee. Didn't really have a whole lot of coffee background at all before this, so total pivot in industry.
So that means that the medical device that you guys provide for where I work in nursing home, and
Okay.
I'm a director of engineering there.
Oh,
Okay.
amazing.
Yeah,
Too
who knew?
funny.
A director of engineering getting into the coffee space, and then I'm talking to two engineers. When you said
Well,
you're
and actually,
biomedical, like I work on medical equipment, especially in a
Sure.
nursing home, defibrillators, like blood pressure monitors, all these other things. I work on all that stuff. Even though,
amazing.
like, it's funny. Like, my brother is a electrical engineer in the railroad, so he does
Nice.
engineering for the railroads. Yeah, but that's awesome.
Thank you.
Bioengineering.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a small world, and I don't know. We just said it was kind of a stark pivot, but is it really? Like, most engineers are coffee fanatics. You've kind of got to be, to go to work every day and be as dedicated and as detail oriented as a lot of us are.
Yeah, we definitely, well, as engineers, you definitely need coffee. The long
Yeah.
hours, like it's the amount of work and like brain power you have to use just to be focused on what you're doing. It's just
Mhm.
crazy. Has anybody in your job, like as you guys work as engineers, have you brung like some of your samples over there? Hey, try out this, try out that, you know?
I've had a couple of people from work that aren't necessarily like I'm not bringing it into the office and be like, hey, you should try this. It's mostly friends that I have through work that are also campers, they're also active, or just they're also coffee fanatics. Like I have a project manager who just loves coffee in general and does a bunch of different formats. So obviously she's got to try it and, she really enjoyed it. So it's mostly getting through people outside of work, try not to bring it inside of work, but it's a natural connection, it's a natural connection for people.
Yeah, it definitely is. Like when I go to work, everybody knows me as the coffee reviewer, and it's just crazy because everybody's watching all my content comes up on their FYP, and they
There
said
you
to
go.
me, "Hey, I seen your video." And it's just funny. They come up to me, what coffee shop to go to? What should I try? And stuff like that. And I normally bring stuff like that to my job. I say, here, try this out, try this out. And people love
Mhm.
it. And they say, oh, where can I buy it? And I tell them where to buy it. So I always constantly like boost those brands up, especially with the people in my job, because everybody in my job is a coffee fanatic. You got nurses, you
Nice.
got CNAs, you got like housekeepers and like all these like, different departments. And they're like, oh, I need coffee. We have like an
Mhm.
actual like a Keurig machine, and they says, no, we want your coffee because I have an actual like coffee machine. So I bring like
Mhm.
specialty coffee that I just grind up the beans, bring it to work, and have everybody try it out. So I'm making coffee
Nice.
at work. Yeah, so people can try. And I said, see, this
Yeah.
is what coffee's supposed to taste like, not the crappy stuff that you get,
Yeah.
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 Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
My
great way to get feedback at work of just, other people that enjoy coffee as much as you do.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another interesting adjacency too. My sister is a nurse. She works really hard. And they're always understaffed working doubles. And a lot of the time their access to a good cup of coffee is pretty limited. It's just coming out of the machine,
Keurig.
the Keurig machine at work. And she's found it nice to either be able to brew one 4 or 5 minutes hot, or, at the start of her double, she'll start steeping one. And then by the end of the first shift, she's ready for a nice cold brew to kick off the second of the double shift. So nurses out there, if you're looking for a better solution for
Anyone in healthcare.
healthcare, anybody that's working long hours, these might be a better way to boost your time. Enjoy a cup of coffee.
I have a great idea. They should be in vending machines because all those
Yeah.
Yeah.
healthcare places have vending machines. If you had those packages and sell them for whatever it is, I would definitely make a lot of money. People will buy them.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know,
That is a great
have you
idea.
ever? You should actually try again to the distributors, like the ones that like
Mhm.
do vending machines, and have them buy and see what it would be like. What the cost is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'd
it's a
be
good
Great
idea.
idea. We haven't thought about that.
yeah. That just came to my mind because I know because we have like 4 vending machines in our facility. I would definitely throw
Yeah.
money in the vending machine just to get that specific coffee and then just
Right.
steep
Right.
it. You know, especially a lot of those, they're always sold out all the time, especially in the vending machines. Everything is just bought out by the end of the week. Is there anything else you
Cool.
guys want to say?
Great.
I don't know. I don't know if there's much else. I think we've really got through, everything that we are. Like we try to provide a really easy way for you to enjoy a good real cup of coffee. No matter whether you're on trail or you're at home. And I think so far we're doing that, and we hope to really expand into kind of some different profiles that people really enjoy. Right, so we're going to get that light roast out hopefully later half of this year, and be on the lookout for Voyagers single origin dark roast on Earth Day. You'll be able to get that online at our website.
That's awesome. I can't wait to get that video out for you guys. And then I can't wait to bring the other one to Puerto Rico and then just do that. I'll send you the national parks for the upstate New York area. Hopefully you get one of
Yeah.
those names on one of the branding. That'll be awesome. I'll be definitely promoting it like crazy. Get this one, get this one.
Well, we appreciate that. So,
Probably you can find us too.
yeah.
Yeah, I have another content creator that I think you guys should message. I'm gonna see if I can get a message with him and maybe try you guys out. He's very good. He has a big, huge audience. His name is Catered to Coffee. Really nice guy. Definitely will be a great person that will definitely promote you guys and get you guys going too. He's
Okay.
very
Amazing.
good. Search for him on Instagram and on TikTok.
Sounds good. Yeah. Just shoot us his profile. That would be awesome. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
I'll shoot it. He would be a great person to do something like that. Are you guys planning to be on like some expos for next year? Because they just had the
We're
San
hoping
Diego
to.
coffee. They had the San Diego coffee one that just happened over the
Mhm.
weekend. Well, yesterday and today. which is pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. Our focus this year has really been on just launching and getting that social media strategy up and ready. But definitely we want to start doing some of those expos and booths in the coming years. There's the coffee ones, obviously, and then there's a lot of kind of outdoorsy conventions too. So like Overland Expo, there's PCT days, Appalachian Trail days, things like that, where, our audience is actually attending and they're looking for gear and things that they can take on trail with them. So those are definitely some of the ones we're going to try and get to in the coming years here.
If there's some local outdoors, small local businesses around my area, if I was to tell them about you guys would be able to ship to them if they are interested.
Oh,
Absolutely.
of course.
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to try to do that. And there's one by me, and then there's another one a little bit further up north. That'll be a great thing. I say, hey, try this coffee out. This would be a great concept for your store, especially for people for outdoors, and see, hopefully it will work for you guys. That'll be great for marketing and get you guys up and rolling.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. Thank you.
Is there anything you guys want to put in for your social media?
Yeah, sure. So, we're on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. You can find us at Bearbox Brew. That's just BEARBOXBREW. No underscores or periods or spaces or anything like that at Bearbox Brew. Follow us, give us a shout, send us pictures of where you're taking your coffee in the wild, and we'll definitely repost you. And then we also do have a discount code for listeners if you made it this far in the episode. So BTR20, you can get 20% off your purchases at bearboxbrew.com. That's BTR20 as the discount code.
Yeah, BTR20. Definitely get yourself some Bearbox Brew. The coffee is amazing, and you're getting that premium taste and that premium coffee. Don't be going to those stores and buying those Folgers. Get yourself a Bearbox Brew. It's really good, premium, high quality coffee. And when you're tasting it, you're getting the notes that they intended to, and it's a really good premium coffee. And I want to thank you guys for being part of the podcast and being on the episode and giving us a little bit about your business and what you guys do and what are your future for expanding for years coming as a business owner. And I want to thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, man. We appreciate everything you do, and thanks for having us on.
Thanks for tuning in to today's episode with Emily and Nate from Bearbox Brew. If you're an outdoor enthusiast or just love a good cup of coffee, be sure to check out their products and follow their journey. Don't forget to use their discount code BTR20 for 20% off your purchase at bearboxbrew.com. Stay tuned for more exciting episodes. Until next time, keep brewing your passion.